We live in a rapidly changing world, with disruptions arising from geopolitical tensions to technological advances. For businesses, change is inevitable and business transformation a necessity if they're to not only survive, but thrive. One key lever to how companies can achieve transformation is by retaining and reskilling talent through job redesign.
Talent is rapidly mobile. They can move anywhere and everywhere. We got to continue to think out of the box in terms of how we want to redesign our jobs to make sure that the top talent continues to want to work here. The fact that the entire economy is transforming, it behooves all companies to think about how they want to continue to energize their workforce.
And some have already taken action. In this new 4-part series, we meet various Singapore companies in different industries which have all embarked on job redesign in an effort to not only energize their workforce, but to seize new growth opportunities. In this final episode, we look at how job redesign has enabled professional services staff from the ICT and education sectors to expand their skill set and grow their capabilities.
After my job redesign, I'm no longer just doing sales. I'm also helping out with my marketing department to attract new customers.
Post-job redesign, we've now seen the team a lot more confident, from technology to change in mindset to how to implement a project.
They are professionals, managers, executives and technicians, or PMETs, who work in diverse sectors. Hired by companies big and small, they perform key corporate functions like human resource management, accounting, sales and business development. Their roles are pivotal to Singapore's economy, and opportunities for such talent abound. By 2025, about 3,800 more jobs are expected to be created for these PMETs each year. But when business owners are focused on business transformation, these staff and their career development may be overlooked.
Roles that provide corporate support functions may not be directly contributing to the company's bottom line. These roles are still valuable, but may fall through the cracks if employers are focused only on bottom line activities. With less focus, it comes as no surprise if the career progression of these employees become less clear or may even stagnate. This in turn impacts the company's ability to retain talent because professional services roles are cross-sectoral. When corporate support staff do not see tangible growth opportunities within an organization, they may begin to look outside the organization for growth opportunities.
And so, in order to retain their talent, companies are turning to job redesign for their professional services staff.
We should talk more about the job redesign because that's where Workforce Singapore offers the Productivity Solutions Grant, where our pre-approved consultants can provide customized solutions for companies to implement job redesign. Companies can identify job roles to undergo job redesign and create job roles that are more fulfilling for employees, and to also support the company in their business transformation. Consequently, this will allow individuals to contribute better as well as gain better job satisfaction, which also benefits companies in terms of improved employee engagement. This creates a positive business environment and a win-win situation for both employees and employers.
And one company that has achieved such a win-win is KG Sowers. Founded in 2015, this IT services company has both local and overseas clients. However, with a small team of only 15 staff, Managing Director Jasper Tan had to perform many of the professional services functions himself.
For me, actually, I oversee the sales of the company. I'm not just handling the sales, I'm also handling the other aspects of the company. So when the sales get too overwhelming, I wasn't able to respond to my client that quickly because I have other matters within the company to handle. So sometimes we do quotation till midnight because we just have too much things to do during the daytime.
There was another problem.
We just use like Excel sheets to do quotations. It's very standalone. I do not have the overview of the inventory stock. For example, when I quoted a product to my client and I thought we had the stock in our inventory, but later I know that actually my admin already committed the same product to her client. So that resulted in a clash in the order. And then when I checked back with my supplier, I realized that there is no more stock. And the lead time for the stock to arrive is in 2 weeks' time. That resulted in my customer not being very happy because I quoted telling them that, hey, we have ready stock for this.
Jasper badly needed a system that could integrate workflows throughout the company. He also needed someone who could share his workload. And so, in 2023, KG Sowers invested in an enterprise resource planning, or ERP, system. The company also embarked on its first job redesign. How did those efforts pan out? As of 2022, there are close to 200,000 Singapore residents providing professional services across the myriad sectors of our economy. While this group of PMETs may be growing, smaller companies like KG Sowers find it hard to compete with larger firms for talent. For years, Managing Director Jasper Tan had trouble finding someone suitable to handle sales and help ease his workload. Then, in February 2022, Tang Kim Sha joined the company. He had been hired as a desktop engineer, but prior to joining KG Sowers, Kim Sha had 12 years of retail experience. He had been retrenched during the pandemic and had taken a desktop engineering course, hoping to change his career. But soon after joining KG Sowers, his boss had other plans for him.
Within the probation period, I'm thinking to myself, is he really playing to his strength? I see that he's always very engaging with the client, be it talking on the phone or be in the emails. And also, because he's mature in age and he has experience in the retail, he should be comfortable in speaking to clients.
There was another consideration.
For Kim, he has a baby in 2022, his firstborn. And I thought to myself, is this desktop engineer the right position for him, given the fact that he's just started his family life? Because sometimes in our IT space, we do have to work nighttime, we have to work on weekends. Perhaps more flexible hours would suit him better.
And so, within a month of Kim Sha's probation, Jasper decided to shift him away from his desktop engineer role to manage KG Sowers' existing clients as an account manager. While Kim Sha accepted the role change, he had concerns.
I was definitely scared initially because changing to sales would mean I need to know a lot of new products, like what I'm selling. I need to go through a lot of product trainings, attend a lot of events and meetings with suppliers, with product engineer or managers.
To allay his concerns, Jasper took Kim Sha under his wing. The new account manager adapted so well that in slightly over a year, Jasper already had bigger plans for him.
Our online inquiries is also growing, where we have new clients coming to us almost every week. I wanted for Kim to take on these inquiries.
Hi Kim. Hey, hello Kim. Nice to meet you.
We also implemented the ERP software to combine the administrative work, sales, our accounting, all into one software. We also created some workflows for him to do quotations using the software.
To equip Kim Sha with the skills to use the ERP system and take on a larger job scope,
Advance your career as well.
Jasper tapped on Workforce Singapore's career conversion program for Infocom sales and marketing professionals.
I will be providing you the guidance.
For 3 months, Jasper himself trained Kim Sha on the ERP system and how to handle new clients.
Jasper has been pretty good. He has brought me a lot through the initial months. In a way, like shadowing him, to see how he's communicate with the current and new customers.
I'll introduce you to Kim, our account manager, who will be assisting you and your inquiries.
Just first take it as a point to improve me further. So this job redesign is for him in a way to put me into more proactive roles to help improve myself and of course for the company.
Besides KG Sowers, Kawabanga Global also recently redefined the roles of some of its professional services staff. This social enterprise provides sustainability education through after-school student care centres in 12 primary schools island-wide. However, business was severely affected by the pandemic in 2020.
Maybe I'll give an example of one of our bigger centres. We have about 272 children. When COVID hit, we were only permitted to take in children of essential workers. And that brought our numbers down to about 20 children. On the basis of a 1:25 teacher-student ratio, on a normal day, we would have 12 teachers, and when COVID-19 hit, we could only have 1 to 2 teachers. So the rest of the teachers started curating lesson plans and conducting online sessions. That sort of helped ensure that they kept their jobs with us.
While pivoting to online lessons helped the staff and company to tide over the crisis, the management team realized they had to relook at their business model.
So one thing the pandemic taught us was that change is the only constant, and if we do not move with the times, then we're probably going to be left behind. Many student care centres are actually based within the school itself, and how we get ourselves within a school is via bidding. So when we bid for a school, we will know the outcome, whether we are successful or not. And if in the event we were not successful, then a good 70 to 80% of our workforce would lose their jobs. So we wanted to provide a certain level of job security.
In order to do that, Kawabanga needed a different business model with a bigger customer base beyond the schools. And they needed staff with the right perspective and skill set to introduce and implement new projects under the new model.
We needed a team that was versatile. We needed a team that was able to see things from a more macro perspective. But this team were very used to only having communication with students aged between 7 to 12. And that was going to be a challenge because sustainability doesn't stop or start between 7 to 12. So what we needed to do was to also ensure that they were able to have a mindset shift to know that our clients and our customers were not restricted to that age group.
To empower their staff, Kawabanga engaged Lithan Academy, a digital skills accelerator, to conduct training. They worked closely with Lithan's program manager, Muhammad Nazrullah, to customize a robust curriculum for the 11 staff selected to undergo job redesign.
The learners in Kawabanga comes from different departments such as compliance, admin department, and it is important to collaborate closely among departments. After communicating with Kawabanga, we have decided to actually focus on 2 key areas, and that is to get them to be digitally ready using digital technology tools, and at the same time focus on collaborative tools that help them to work on project management.
So you're going to look for the AI models.
For 12 weeks starting from July 2023, the Kawabanga staff spent 9 hours weekly undergoing online training. For Centre Manager Chung Chin Yuan, it was a challenge. His centre catered to more than 165 students, and he had to ensure its smooth operations even while attending the training.
Most of the time during the day, we actually spend within the lesson trying to absorb as much as possible. Yet at the same time, the center still runs, the operation still runs. So there were certain days where while we are on the lesson itself, then I'll receive calls, this happened, that happened. They have to immediately come up with instructions for my teachers, guiding them how to handle certain situations while I'm away from it.
But Chin Yuan persevered as he valued the learning opportunity. And at the end of the training, his bosses told him that his job scope would be enhanced to include partnership and sales development.
I didn't expect opportunities to, expand my scope to work with even more different stakeholders.
Conservation means?
I would say excited about it, but at the same time scared about it. Ultimately, it's more on, being able to push myself beyond my own comfort zone. For me, that's good.
To date, 11 staff at Kawabanga Global and 3 at KG Sowers have stepped out of their comfort zone. Has it been worth all the effort? Chung Chin Yuan has been a center manager with Kawabanga Global for 2 years. In 2023, he underwent job redesign, and now he also sources sustainability partners to conduct workshops for students between the ages of 5 and 15.
In my career trajectory, I didn't foresee it, to be honest. It came as a surprise, but I thought that it'd be good to take it out as a challenge. The learning curve is steep, having to put myself out there, to get to know people, gain connection, meeting clients. But with what I've learned during the job redesign, I was able to better compartmentalize the different projects I'm working with.
And it is work that he has a passion for.
Two main things that both of us kind of brainstorm together. My function in a team is actually to find green partners, because when it comes to sustainability, it takes different people with different expertise. Our common goals is actually to push forward causes and trainings for corporates and for students. Can reach. For example, for the companies to be more sustainable in their practices and all that. For school to inspire students and the next generation. These projects that I'm currently working on, it's going to help drive the nations or even other countries to be even more sustainable.
Leading the team that Chin Yuan is now part of is Salihin Muhammad Rahim. He too recently underwent job redesign.
So the job redesign training that we went through was quite enlightening. I felt that in terms of the outcomes of the training, it allowed me to take on more responsibilities, in fact, because now work can be managed better using existing tools in the market today. There was an even split. So we were doing, I think you were doing website troubleshooting. I love my new job scope. It's now about inspiring a team to ensure that we bring in more revenue for the company, as well as drive sustainable change in companies as part of our Kawabanga's mission. All of us will be engaging green societies. We are aiming for big things. I am very excited. I feel more energy as well as renewed motivation at work.
Salihin's bosses are equally enthusiastic about the potential of his newly formed team.
Post-job redesign, we've now seen the team a lot more confident. They've also had a really good mindset shift in terms of how to approach different ages of students or even adults when it comes to our products and services. The most important thing is their ability to look at things from a more macro perspective. These were center managers, they were teachers prior to this. So this change is quite an exponential change. So we're all very excited to see how their journey pans out.
While Kawabanga's staff are still in the initial stages of adjusting to their new job roles, KG Sowers' Tang Kim Shah has fully embraced his new role as a digital account manager.
My new role after this job redesign is that I no longer just manage the current leads which Jasper has passed to me. I now also have to manage future incoming leads, any calls or inquiries through emails. I have probably managed to get in up to like 10 to 20% of the new customers for the company. After my job redesign, I'm no longer just doing sales. I'm also helping out with my marketing department to attract new customers. There's a saying that there's a greener grass patch on another side, but if I'm allowed to grow the grass patch I'm on, I think it can be greener than any grass patch I have out there.
Jasper, his boss, can attest to the fact that happy staff are more productive staff.
So one of the main KPIs that we set for Kim for his job redesign is actually the sales revenue KPI. But so far, Kim has exceeded the KPI. Kim also have a salary increment as compared to what he had as a desktop engineer. The increment we are talking about is 30-40% increment. For me, right now I'm able to offload at least half of my clients over to Kim to handle, and that actually free up more time. Right now I can just focus more on growing the company at a top level.
Jasper has also gained many valuable lessons from the job redesign journey.
To look at our existing pool of talents, understanding where they're coming from and standing in their shoes to always see how they can grow within the company. Actually, that also might save more cost for the company, and we are empowering the existing employees.
The key thing is really investing in the staff. The employees should feel that they belong to part of a progressive organization who takes care of their own staff. I think at the core of every single enterprise, you just have only one resource, and that's human resource. Every enterprise ecosystem that you build, the core of it is talent. If you have a solid talent development strategy and you have strategic partnerships with all of your human resource within your company, you'll be able to conquer any peaks.
Dynamic! Dynamic!
And as we've seen in this series, different companies in different sectors conquered their challenges and transformed their business. And the vital tool that allowed them to do that, stay competitive and thrive, is job redesign.